Hello and welcome back to Guff-Gaaf Unfiltered. I'm your host Sudesh Gurung. आजको टपिक चाहिँ मेरो एकदमै रुचि भएको टपिक छ because it's about traveling. So we're going to talk about student exchange program traveling to different countries for study. त्यसको लागि I have brought somebody who has done that. I have invited him here. He is Sakin Gurung. Welcome him, Sakin. Welcome to my show.
Thank you so much, Lizaju. And ever since you started the show, it was one of my wishes to be here, And then when you provided the opportunity, I was thrilled. Thank you.
You watched my show?
Yes, I see the clips.
Yeah.
Of course, how can I miss it?
Yeah, so मैले अघि नै भने I was very jealous. हैन? You were traveling all over Spain. Student exchange program. त्यो चाहिँ मैले सुनेको थिएँ back in 2016. म कलेजमा हुँदाखेरि हैन? And मैले sign up पनि गरेको थिएँ. But I didn't ended up doing whole process. Sign up गरेँ and then देखि 3 countries छान भनेको थियो. So Spain, Italy and then Portugal छाने थिएँ. And तर लास्टमा साह्रै डर लाग्यो क्या मलाई हैन अब भर्खर कलेजमा पनि आई डोन्ट नो कस्तो हुन्छ भनेर म त्यतिकै गरिनँ. And I was really happy to see you roaming around Spain. How did you hear about it? Or how did you make decision to do that?
मैले फर्स्ट टाइम हिँडेर गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ म ग्रेड 11मा थिएँ. स्कुल जान आँटेको थिएँ युआरबाट कार्लटनमा चुज गर्न आँटेको थिएँ. And back then I was like, it would be great to go on exchange. But I knew it cost a lot of money and I knew that I had to be in the program to do it. So I made a wish list and I actually wrote it down as one of my goals for 5 years' time.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it totally because I was, स्कुल आएको थियो अब अरू रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटिज आयो युनिभर्सिटीमा आयो फेरि यसो हेर्दाखेरि बिर्सिसकेको थिएँ मैले. तर फेरि मेरो साथी जुन चाहिँ मेरो रियल क्लोज साथीले चाहिँ भन्नु थाल्यो कि लु एक्सचेन्ज जानुपर्छ भन्दै भनौँ. I was hesitant, because I heard of the program and I was in my second year at the time. I had to go and ask my mom. I had to make sure that everything was all right. If I go, I also needed the money to go because it's not, it's not a cheap program. So I was hesitant and my friend kept convincing me. He's like, we should go, we should go, we should go. अनि यो के थाहा चाहिँ मेरो बार्बर थियो. कपाल काट्नु जाँदाखेरि अब यसले कपाल काट्नु 1 घन्टा लाउँथ्यो अनि 1 घन्टाको लागि त्यही बारेमा बोल्थ्यो. लु जानुपर्छ भन्दै हुन्थ्यो. अनि अन्तिममा गएर लु हेर्नुपर्छ भन्दै मैले भनेको थिएँ. अनि कहाँ जाने त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ यसले भन्यो लु स्पेन जानुपर्छ भनेर. मैले भने किन स्पेन? इटाली छ अनि Carleton has over 160 countries to partner with. All over like एसियामा थियो, साउथ अमेरिकामा थियो, कोलम्बियामा थियो, इन्डोनेसियामा थियो, चाइनातिर थियो. So I was like, why Spain? And he said, oh, my cousin went to Spain and it's a great country, amazing food, weather, everything. And I was intrigued, but I was more like, let's see, if everything goes well. And then Antima Guara, he applied for me because we found three universities. One was in Madrid. The second one was in Segovia, so a little city next to Madrid. And the last one was in Malaga. I wanted to go to Malaga. I didn't want to go to Madrid. I thought it was a big city. But Malaga opened a spot for only one person. So I rejected Malaga and I said, okay, if I can bring my friend with me, I'll go. But they said there's only one spot open. So I went to Madrid anyways. But the shock was that my friend backed out because certain things happened in his life where he had an accident and he couldn't make it. He just didn't, he couldn't make it. So he asked me, he said, do you want to postpone it to next year? And the next year I would be this year. So it'd be 4th year, my last year of university, more responsibilities. So I said, no, I'll just start the process and go, or like see where it goes. And exchange is a long process. So you start a year and a half before you even go. Visa गर्नुपर्छ त्यो अप्लाई गर्नुपर्छ अप्लाईको लागि हेर्नुको लागि त्यो रिस्पोन्स पाउनुको लागि 3 months लाग्छ. त्यही भएर लामो प्रोसेस थियो अनि अन्तिममा गएर स्लोली सबै आयो.
उहाँको त्यो कन्ट्रीको युनिभर्सिटीलाई पहिले एप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो हैन?
हजुर, त्यो पहिला त्यो प्रोग्राममा अप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो, प्रोग्रामले दिनु पर्यो अनि त्यहाँदेखि त्यो चुज गर्नु पर्यो त्यो युनिभर्सिटी कुन जाने भनेर. अनि त्यहाँदेखि फेरि त्यो युनिभर्सिटीमा अप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो. त्यहाँदेखि त्यो कोर्स इक्विभलेन्सी खोज्नु पर्यो, त्यहाँदेखि मिलाउनु पर्यो, त्यहाँदेखि त्यहाँ गएर अन्तिममा गएर त्यहाँ पुगिन्छ.
त्यही त मैले कलेज पढ्दाखेरि मेरो साथी आई थिङ्क हि वेन्ट टु चाइना क्या होइन? सिमिलर टाइममै थियो 2016-17 मै ऊ चाइना गयो अनि उसले आएर इट वाज गुड एक्सपिरियन्स घुमेकोहरू भन्थ्यो. एन्ड आई रिग्रेट फेरि युनिभर्सिटी गएँ त्यहाँदेखि मैले त्यति अब अघि भनेपछि रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटिजहरू एडहरू भयो होइन देन आई नेभर थट एबाउट इट तर इट्स रियली गुड अपर्च्युनिटी क्या होइन बिकज यु गो टु डिफ्रेन्ट कन्ट्री त्यहाँको एजुकेसन सिस्टम त्यहाँको कम्युनिटी त्यहाँको कल्चर नोम्स सबै एक्सपिरियन्स गर्नु पाएन फर्स्ट ह्यान्ड होइन ओके सो यु ह्याड 3 कन्ट्रिज
हजुर
देन स्पेनले चाहिँ एक्सेप्ट गर्यो म्याड्रिडकोले
मेड्रिडले एक्सेप्ट सबैले एक्सेप्ट गरेको थियो तर अन्तिममा गएर मेड्रिडमै जाने पर्यो किनभने साथीले गरेर
स्पेन इज अ गुड कन्ट्री होइन आई लभ बिङ देयर म इभन आफ्टर त्यो प्रोग्राममा नगरे पनि आई वेन्ट टु स्पेन ट्वाइस
Yes.
2018 I was there for 3 days त्यहाँदेखि 2019मा फेरि गइहालेँ साथीहरूसँग सो 2 वर्षमा 2 खेप स्पेन गएँ म्याड्रिड एन्ड बार्सिलोना
हजुर
लभ द कन्ट्री लभ द फुड वेदर एभ्रिथिङ पर्फेक्ट
Yeah.
र बिगेस्ट मोटिभेसन भनेको एफसी बार्सिलोना होइन
हजुर
सो आई नो युर म्याड्रिड फ्यान
बिग मेड्रिड फ्यान हजुर
म्याड्रिड जानुको कारण इज द्याट द बिगेस्ट इन्फ्लुएन्स एज वेल
That was one of the big influences as well, because from here, it sounds so romantic, you know. It's like Madrid, the weather, the soccer, the best soccer club in the world, you know. And being a fan, I had to go to Madrid, and that was one of my goals since a kid. So when I was there, I always used to think like Ronaldo roamed the same streets as me, you know. I'd be in Granada, I'd look around, I'd be like, oh, Ronaldo was here, Messi was here. You can see Ronaldo's hotels, chains, so it's really cool. Yeah, that was a big
What's
motivator.
the university in Madrid that you went to?
I went to University of Autonomo de Madrid. Fun fact, त्यो त्यहाँको king, अहिले king, he also went there as well, and he studied political science there, or law, one of the two.
तर त्यहाँको प्रोग्राम पनि इङ्ग्लिसमै छ कि स्पेनिसमा
Optionहरू थियो, तर for me, I didn't know fluent enough Spanish to go and take Spanish there, so I took it in English, all of my classes.
सबै इङ्ग्लिसमै थियो
हजुर इङ्ग्लिसमै सब
अरू पनि थियो इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्टहरू
धेरै थियो इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूको त आम्मा हो किनभने त्यहाँ चाहिँ यस्तो हुन्छ कि युरोपमा चाहिँ एउटा इरास्मस प्रोग्राम भन्ने हुन्छ जुन चाहिँ हाम्रोमा छैन अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ सबै त्यो केटरिङहरू चाहिँ स्टुडेन्टहरूलाई एक्सपिरियन्स गर्नुलाई राखेको हुन्छन् तिनीहरूले रिलिफहरू पाउँछन् तिनीहरूले त्यो मन्थली सपोर्ट पाउँछन् त्यो इरास्मस नेटवर्कबाट अनि तिनीहरूसँग त्यो कोर्स इक्विभलेन्सी पनि गाह्रो पर्दैन तिनीहरूको घरै त्यहीँ हुन्छन् अनि युरोप चाहिँ एउटा यस्तो खालको ठाउँ चाहिँ धेरै कन्डेन्स छ क्या त्यो मतलब उडिराख्नु परेन मेरो साथीहरू त्यो सबै साथीहरू मेरो त्यो युरोपमा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ आफ्नो वापस होम कन्ट्रीमा गइदिएर थियो गाडीले त्यो फ्रान्सबाट कि पोर्चुगलमा म चाहिँ त्यहाँ गएपछि मेरो यस्तो भएको थियो त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ लु I'm here for 5 months and I'm not going to go back because for the money I can go back, I can just travel Europe one time, you know. So I knew I was there. Okay, I'm here for 5 months. Whereas my friends, they were there and they went back. And majority of people there were from France, Portugal. A lot of people from Portugal and France.
So you said तिम्रो साथीले तिमीलाई लास्टमा डिच गरे हैन उ मानेन हैन so and you still decided to go alone.
हजुर
अर्को कन्ट्रीमा जानु and then you're starting from scratch to make friends किनभने अर्को कन्ट्रीमा you're alone you're taking care of everything at the same time you're there to study कतिको साह्रो भयो to make new friends
ranking scale छैन त्यो साह्रोको लागि because from here it sounds so attractive, you know. Oh my god, Spain ma jana aateko school garna aateko me what I did was so school started January 24th. I left January 7th. So I had 3 week period to do nothing. And I had no friends. I was alone. And when and also another thing was housing. Most people there, they went and they found housing there. I found housing through online. I never saw the place, never saw the neighborhood. So when I went there, where I live right now, it's in the suburbs. So I thought, त्यहाँ पनि suburbs हुन्छ त्यहाँ पनि मतलब राम्रो ठाउँ हुन्छ भन्दै गएको भरे जहाँ त नि कुनामा गएर त ट्याक्सी त कुनामै रोक्यो एउटा कुनामै जाने बित्तिकै यसो हेर्छु त लिफ्ट छैन अनि माथि जानु पर्यो तीन तला माथिको लाइटहरू सबै डिम थियो अनि फेरि अर्को साइडमा आइपुगेछु अनि इङ्ग्लिस बोल्नु खोज्छु त्यो सब कसले इङ्ग्लिसै बुझ्दैन अनि फेरि मुनि गएँ अर्को साइडमा गएँ माथि नै त्यो सुकेटहरूसँग अनि फेरि माथि यसो घुम्छु त अनि टोइलेट यत्रो छ सानो मतलब धेरै सानो थियो रुमै यत्रो सानो थियो अनि त्यहाँदेखि मलाई अलिकति होम सिकनेस आउनु थाल्यो जब त्यहाँ ल्यान्ड भएपछि त्यो घर हेरेपछि झन् धेरै होम सिकनेस आउनु थाल्यो अनि त्यहाँदेखि त फर्स्ट विक यस्तो हार्ड थियो यस्तो गाह्रो थियो किनभने त्यहाँ ल्याङ्ग्वेज थिएन त्यहाँ केही पनि थिएन तर फेरि त्यो होम मिस पनि हुन थालेँ अनि मेरो त्यो दिमागमा आउनु थाल्यो थट्सहरू कि भए घर जानुपर्ने होला स्कुल सुरु भएको छैन and in this time my mom was really supportive, my family was really supportive, and she said that I can come there or you can come back or we can make an adjustment. You know, she was very supportive, and because of that I think I tested, you know, I was like, with their support I was able to continue.
So before going to Spain you knew that they only speak Spanish, I know mostly majority कुन ठाउँमा त अब बार्सिलोनामा त कातालोनियामा अर्कै कातालान बोल्दो रहेछ क्या इभन हामी जाँदा नि I spoke Spanish and they were like no, you know, like we don't speak that, we speak Catalan, and मलाई कातालान थाहा थिएन होइन सो प्रिपेयर गरेन त हल्का डुलिङ्गोबाट भयो भने यसो स्पेनिसहरू
बेसिक स्पेनिस त सिकेको त त्यतिकै क्या त्यही हो अनि त्यहाँ मेरो साथीले भनेको थियो कि स्पेनिस त्यत्रो चाहिँदैन पनि भनेको थियो जुन चाहिँ त्यो डिस गरेर अन्तिममा गरेर त्यसो भनिरहेको थियो त्यो स्पेनिस चाहिँदैन फिकर नगर भन्दै भनिरहेको थियो त्यही भएर अलिकति अनप्रिपेयर्ड भएर गएको थिएँ भरे त्यहाँ गएपछि त अनि सबैले कुनैले पनि मतलब फ्लुएन्टली इङ्ग्लिस बोल्न आउँदैन कि मतलब त्यत्रो इङ्ग्लिस पपुलेसन त्यत्रो छैन क्या त्यहाँ उता अरू कन्ट्री हेरी पोर्चुगल कि युकेतिर अरू लाइक जर्मनीतिर हेरी थियो त्यही भएर त्यहाँ धेरै गाह्रो पऱ्यो अनि सक पनि आयो अम्म हो भन्दै आयो.
So that was your experience with home, होइन?
हजुर.
How was your experience now going to the university for the first time?
University for the first time त्यहाँ भनेको झन् धेरै होम सिकनेस आयो किनभने यहाँ हाम्रो कार्लटनमा चाहिँ धेरै मडर्नहरू छ क्या त्यहाँ बिकज इट्स यु नो ट्युसनहरू धेरै छ हाम्रो त्यहाँ ट्युसनै छैन त्यो स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूको भेरी कम छ सब्सिडाइज छ त्यो के अरे पब्लिक बनाएको छ अनि गभर्मेन्टले टेक केयर गर्छ धेरै जति नै त्यहाँ गएपछि जान्छ त्यो स्कुलमा स्कुल पनि सानो थियो त्यस्तो यहाँ जस्तै मोडर्न थिएन अनि त्यहाँ गएपछि क्लासरुम जान्छ त त्यो होम सिकनेस झन् धेरै आयो अनि लाओ कि लु गर्नुपर्छ अब आइपुगेँ होइन अनि स्कुल देख्दाखेरि पनि पुरानो देखियो तर राम्रै थियो.
You managed?
म्यानेज गर्नु पऱ्यो.
How long it took you to make those friends, like talk to their friends, new friends?
मलाई लाग्छ कि द फर्स्ट मन्थ धेरै गाह्रो थियो अनि सेकेन्ड मन्थ झन् धेरै गाह्रो थियो अनि थर्ड मन्थदेखि चाहिँ अब फ्रेन्ड्सहरू धेरै मन थाले त्यहाँदेखि अरूहरूसँग झन् धेरै कनेक्सन हुन थाल्यो त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ अन्तिममा गएर जानुभन्दा वापस आउनु गाह्रो पऱ्यो किनभने साथीहरू मैले यत्रो राम्रो बनाएको थिएँ त्यहाँ. हजुर.
What's the difference from the Carleton University here in Ottawa, in Canada, to that university? के डिफ्रेन्स रहेछ र के सिमिलरिटिजहरू के रहेछ?
डिफ्रेन्सेसहरू चाहिँ के रहेछ भने there because it's basically free for students to go to university. They're more encouraged to you know pass or you know make courses they cater to students. Whereas here you pay tuition, so they don't really care if you come to class, if you don't come to class, if you show up or not. Whereas they, for example, a good example is if you fail exam here, you have to retake the whole course.
Yeah.
Whereas there, if you fail exams, you can take it again the next week, and that exam will be worth 100% of the class. So you can miss the whole year, not go to a single class, skip the exam, go to that one exam, and if you get a 80%, your grade is 80%. So for me, that was absurd, and I was like, that's crazy. I was asking some students before I left, because I left during exam season, how many exams are you doing? Someone said like 9 exams. And I said, you have 9 classes? He said, no, because I failed 4 from 2 years ago, I failed 2 a year ago, so I'm taking those classes again, or this is the exam again. And I was like, wow. So, yeah.
So more focus on passing, eh? So their education is free there, right?
Basically free. Yeah. Compared to here, it's like they pay, I think, 600 euros a year. Maybe. Yeah. And the government really supports them as well because, you know, they get monthly allowances if you're going exchange. So, yeah.
त्यहाँकोहरू नि आउँछ होला नि त हैन यता क्यानाडातिर आएको छ स्पेनकैहरू इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट.
There's a lot of international students कार्लटनमा धेरै हुन्छन् फ्रान्सबाट धेरै आउँछन् किनभने त्यहाँ ल्याङ्ग्वेजेस अब फ्रान्स र क्यानाडाको त्यो हिस्ट्रीले गरेर पनि अनि त्यहाँ बिकज यु नो अरूसँग बाइलिङ्गुअल हो त्यही भएर धेरैजना मान्छेहरू फ्रान्सबाट आउँछन् तर एउटा अनएट्र्याक्टिभ पार्ट क्यानाडाको चाहिँ के हो भने त्यो इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूलाई यति धेरै फिसहरू तिराउँछन् डबल ट्रिपल हुन्छ त्यो डोमेस्टिक र इन्टरनेसनल बिचमा त्यही भएर
I was paying, let's say, 6,000 a year, and international student they're paying like 18,000. Yeah, same year, right? That's insane.
But still, you know, they attract so many international students, especially from India. India, where they are, त्यो चाहिँ राम्रो कुरा अब
You adjusted in like 3 months देखि चाहिँ हल्का एडजस्ट भयो होइन
हजुर
एन्ड देन यु स्टार्टेड ट्राभलिङ
उम्,
कुन कुन कन्ट्रीहरू किनभने युरोप त यस्तो कन्जस्टेड छ यु गो टु लाइक अर्को कन्ट्री विथिन कपाल अफ आवर्स
उम्,
ट्रेनमा होइन बसमा सो कुन कुन कन्ट्री गयो
कन्ट्रिजहरू जानु भनेको चाहिँ सबभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ मैले त्यो 3 विक स्प्यानमा जुन चाहिँ मेरो ब्रेक थियो 7देखि 24सम्म चाहिँ त्यतिखेर धेरै लोन्ली भएको थियो अलोन भएको थियो अनि मलाई लाग्यो कि लु सक्दिनँ भनेर तर फेरि मलाई लाग्यो कि लु आफ्टर 1 विक इन मड्रिड आई स्टेड मेबी 5 days अलोन थिएँ लोन्ली थिएँ त्यही भएर मैले लु पोर्चुगल जानुपर्छ भन्दै भने अनि त्यो बस पनि 7 घन्टाको मात्रै थियो अनि त्यो प्राइसेस बसदेखि चाहिँ रिलेटिभली चिप थियो त्यही भएर मैले बस पास किनेँ अनि पोर्चुगल गएको थिएँ लिस्बन सो मेरो फर्स्ट कन्ट्री त्यो मड्रिडभन्दा
ओके
अमेजिङ ब्युटिफुल
क्लोजेस्ट पनि हो नि त होइन पोर्चुगल त
क्लोज
border,
पोर्चुगल फ्रान्स धेरै क्लोज अनि त्यहाँ गएको थिएँ अनि धेरै राम्रो थियो लिस्बन इट्स अमेजिङ ब्युटिफुल हिली पनि थियो राम्रो पनि थियो अनि त्यहाँदेखि वापस आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ त्यहाँ धेरै मैले साथीहरू बनाएँ अनि वापस आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ एउटा साथी मिल्यो अनि त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ हामीले त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ मैले ग्रो गर्न थालेँ त्यो एउटा साथी क्यानाडाबाट आएको थियो फनी स्टोरी के हो भने त्यसको चाहिँ लिस्बनमा ल्यान्ड भएको रहेछ अनि म चाहिँ लिस्बनमा 1 वे टिकट मात्रै बुक गरेको थिएँ थाहा थिएन कहिले वापस आउँछु भनेर तर मलाई फेरि एउटा मड्रिड गेमको टिकट मिल्यो फेरि मड्रिड गेमको टिकट मिल्यो किने मैले अलिकति राम्रो दाममा अनि वापस आउँदाखेरि म सिटमा बसिरहेको थिएँ यस्तो लोन्ली थिएँ कि म जुन चाहिँ बोल्थेँ क्या अनि त्यो मेरो बाजुमा चाहिँ एउटा मान्छे थियो अनि त्यो बस चाहिँ लिस्बनदेखि पेरिस जाँदै थियो ओभरनाइट बसहरू थियो अनि त्यसमा बोल्नु खोज्छु त्यो भावै दिँदैन हेलो सर हाउ यु डुइङ भन्छु गुड वेयर आर यु गोइङ भन्छ फ्रान्स भन्छ अनि बोल्दा बोल्दै एउटा मान्छे कराउनु थाल्यो पछाडिबाट अनि मलाई लाग्यो को पागल हो भन्दै यसो हेर्छु पछाडि होइन अनि मैले भनेँ वान फ्रम क्यानाडा भन्दै भन्नु त्यो केटाले कुल भन्दै भन्नु त्यहाँदेखि त्यो मान्छे जुन चाहिँ पछाडिबाट बोल्यो त्यो मान्छे उठेर आएर मुनि क्यानाडाबाट हो मुनि एउटा इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट हो मुनि स्पेन जाँदैछु मैले ल्यान्डिङ मेरो लिस्बन भएको थियो भन्दै आयो साथी मेरो फर्स्ट साथी थियो त्यो मोन्ट्रियलबाट रहेछ अहिले हामीसँग धेरै कनेक्सन छ अहिले पनि अनि त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ सुरु हुन थाल्यो ग्रो गर्दै गएर बलहरू जस्तै रोल गर्दै गएर अन्तदेखि मोर साथी तर अन्तिममा गएर लिस्बन धेरै राम्रो थियो अनि मेरो यस्तो पनि ट्राभलिङमा चाहिँ किनभने स्कुल मलाई त्यत्रो मन परेन पनि किनभने त्यो होम सिकनेस पनि आएको थियो अनि अर्को कुरा भयो के अरे त्यो स्कुल म्यान्डेटरी थिएन त्यहाँ अटेन्डेन्सहरू अनि मैले क्लास पनि अलिकति कम ल्याएको थिएँ त्यही भएर म यसो गर्थेँ कि स्कुल जाँदैन थिएँ कि विकेन्डतिर अनि 3-4 days जान्थेँ अनि फेरि वापस आउँथेँ सो मैले पहिला लिस्बन गएको थिएँ त्यहाँदेखि युके गएँ पेरिस गएँ मोराको गएको थिएँ भियना गएँ चेक रिपब्लिक प्राग गएँ अनि त्यहाँदेखि बुडापेस्ट गएको थिएँ मिसिङ भइरहेको छ पोर्तो नि गएको थिएँ इबिजा गएको थिएँ अहिले मिसिङ भइरहेको छ तर त्यतातिर गएको थिएँ हजुर न पहिला चाहिँ यस्तो हुन्थ्यो मलाई लाग्छ कि ट्राभलिङमा चाहिँ जहिले पनि म अलोन गर्नु खोज्छु किनभने अरूसँग गर्नु भने यु हेभ टु रिलाइ अन अदर पिपल यु हेभ टु मेक द डेट्स यु हेभ टु मेक द टाइम यु हेभ टु मेक श्योर द्याट बोथ अफ यु गाइज आर अन द सेम पेज फर एभ्रिथिङ द एक्टिभिटिज सम थिङ्स आई वान्ट टु सी दे डोन्ट वान्ट टु सी सम थिङ्स दे वान्ट टु सी आई डोन्ट वान्ट टु सी सो यु हेभ टु कम्प्रोमाइज अ लट एन्ड फर मी what I found best was just picking up my bags and going. I had prior experience of traveling alone and I came to Madrid alone, so I was very confident. So majority of the countries I went alone because I didn't want to ask my friend and say, what's your schedule like? Let's make a schedule together. But some trips I did go with my friends, like Porto I went with my friends, Ibiza I went with my friends. And the beautiful thing about traveling was that I had made friends around the world. So I would just go there and then meet my friends there. So I had a friend in Paris who was studying in a city nearby and she came down and we hung out for the day. I had another friend that I met when I was in Italy, Florence. He was studying in Paris as well, international student, US. He was studying in Paris, so I met him there as well. In UK, one of my friends from Spain, she had a friend there who was studying there. So I went there and I met her friend there. So it was really, I was never alone, but I went there alone.
So while you're traveling, how did you keep track of your education as well? Because you spend so much money, right? So the main goal is education. So you're also traveling, spending some time there, but you also have to focus on education. I know. How difficult was it, or how did you manage?
For me, it wasn't that difficult because time management is the biggest thing, with school and everything like that. And I also knew for me, my school, because I'm international, they require only a pass or fail grade. So they don't require a full 80%. So really, at the end of the day, I need 50% to pass. And I had a lot of confidence in myself that I could get that 50%. So मैले for the first few months, I was delaying my studies a little bit and I was putting it off. And then at the end, I used that energy that I built up and then put it on the exam, which was worth more anyways.
How did you feel first time Santiago Bernabeu जाँदा? I also have a picture. हामी Madrid पनि गयौँ हैन, Bernabeu स्टेडियम टुर गऱ्यौँ, च्याम्पियन लिग ट्रफीहरू उयो गर्न पायौँ हैन. It was surreal. यस्तो दामी छ त्यो ठाउँ. And हामीले म्याच पनि हेऱ्यौँ म्याड्रिडको, but it was away match, so another stadium. Did you watch in that stadium the match?
I did watch there. I had a chance to go there, and it was an amazing experience. टिकट पनि मेरो अलिक नजिकै थियो, त्यो कुनातिर थियो. अनि त्यो म्याड्रिडको टिभीले कसले गरेर इन्टरभ्यू पनि गरौँ किनभने म इन्टरनेसनल थिएँ, त्यही भएर.
Did he interview to you?
Like, yes, some, but त्यो इन्टरभ्यू कहाँ छ थाहा छैन, तर कहीँ चाहिँ छ दुनियाँमा. अनि त्यसले आएर भनिरहेको थियो कस्तो छ तपाईँ यहाँ आएपछि, कस्तो छ यो स्टेडियम भन्दै भनिरहनु भएको थियो. त्यही भएर तर त्यो फिलिङ, त्यो ओरा अर्कै छ, सरियल छ. अनि मान्छेहरू यति प्यासनेट हुन्छन्. एउटा बाजे झन्डै हार्ट एट्याक आएको थियो मेरो नजिकै, किनभने त्यो गेम चाहिँ एउटा खतरा गेममा गएको थिएँ म. सेल्टा भिगो भर्सेस म्याड्रिड भएको थियो, कोपा देल रेको राउन्ड अफ 16मा गएको थियो होला. अनि म्याड्रिडले 2टा छिरायो, एन्ड देन सेल्टा भिगोले 2टा छिरायो फेरि वापस. एन्ड देन ओभर टाइममा गयो. एम्बापेले 2टा गोल लगाएको थियो अनि ओभर टाइममा गयो. अनि ओभर टाइम जाँदाखेरि म्याड्रिडले 5-2 जित्यो. अनि त्यतिखेर भ्यालभर्डेले त्यो आउटसाइड द बक्स भली पनि हानेको थियो. अनि एन्ड्रिकले छिरायो एउटा त्यो बिहाइन्ड द ब्याक सट, अनि अर्को आर्डो गुलरले छिराएको थियो. सो गेम धेरै राम्रो थियो. अनि मलाई त्यो फ्यान्सहरूको प्यासन देख्दाखेरि यस्तो मतलब ठाउँ पनि यस्तो राम्रो छ, यस्तो ब्युटिफुल स्टेडियम छ, त्यो ओरै अर्को छ त्यहाँबाट.
स्पेनको फुटबल कल्चर त लाइक बियोन्ड कम्पेरिजन हो नि त होइन. इट्स लाइक अ फेस्टिभल है. किनभने म बार्सिलोनामा हुँदाखेरि आई वाज सो लकी. आई वाच्ड Iniesta's last game from Barcelona, होइन, in Camp Nou. At that time, I think it was Sunday. Everything was closed. Like whole city is closed. And फेरि स्टेडियमकै 6 minute यता walking distance बसेको क्या हामी. बिहान उठ्यो, coffee shop, store, everything is closed because there's a game. Whole state is packed. अनि गेम छ अब बेलुका 6:30 कतिदेखि 10 AM देखि मान्छेहरू स्ट्रिटमा पार्टी गर्ने, बाहिरै बियर खाने, रमाइलो गर्ने, जर्जी, everyone's wearing that. So did you witness that as well?
हजुर. तर मैले त्यहाँ स्पेनमा जाँदाखेरि म्याड्रिडमा चाहिँ 5, I think they have 5 or 4 teams around Madrid in the metro area. So I got the chance to go to all three of the Madrid teams in the Madrid location. So I went to Athletic Madrid पनि गएको थिएँ, रायो भायोकानोमा पनि गएको थिएँ. अनि मसँग एउटा पिक्चर पनि छ साँच्ची एउटा लालिगा प्लेयरसँग, त्यो स्टोरीमा भन्छु. तर अनि म्याड्रिडकोमा गएको थिएँ. तर मलाई अचम्मै के लाग्यो भने सबभन्दा धेरै प्यासनेट फ्यान्सहरू चाहिँ रायो भायोकानोको थियो. अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ स्टोरी चाहिँ यस्तो छ कि त्यहाँ सबभन्दा मोस्ट पोर ठाउँमा चाहिँ एउटा स्टेडियम छ. अनि त्यो सबभन्दा मोस्ट पोर टिमको चाहिँ त्यो म्याड्रिडको रहेछ. अनि मेरो साथीले टिकट किनिदिएको थियो, अनि गएको थियौँ. त्यहाँ गएर फ्रन्ट रो सिटमा पाएको थियौँ हामीले. सो फ्रन्ट रो सिट टिकट्स 50 euros थियो साँच्ची. त्यो मतलब यहीँ थियौँ हामी, प्लेयर त्यही छ नजिकै. मेरो साथीले त्यो च्याट पनि गरेको थियो प्लेयरहरू रियाक्ट गरिरहेको थियो. अनि त्यहाँदेखि फ्यान्सहरू यत्रो प्यासनेट थियो, स्ट्यान्ड गरेर लाउड हुने, चियर हुने, एटमोस्फियर. त्यो रायो भायोकानोको स्टेडियम छैन, स्टेडियम भनेको खराब छ, क्यापासिटी त्यत्रो छैन, लोकेसन पनि एउटा मतलब धेरै गेरो ठाउँमा छ. तर त्यो फ्यान्सको प्यासनहरू गरेर त्यहाँ चाहिँ मलाई लाग्यो कि पैसा होइन, त्यहाँ चाहिँ धेरै स्पिरिट हो क्या. अनि साथ त्यहाँ बसेको मान्छेहरूसँग बोलिरहेको थिएँ म, के हो यो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ तिनीहरू चाहिँ एउटा पाइरेट्सको टिम जस्तै अरे, तिनीहरूको त्यो स्टोरी ओरिजिन पनि थाहा छैन तर त्यही भएर त्यहाँ. अनि जो त्यहाँ फ्यान हुन्छ नि तिनीहरू धेरै प्यासनेट हुन्छ, त्यो फेक फ्यान होइन. त्यहाँ चाहिँ टुरिस्टहरू पनि धेरै आउँदैन, जो आउँछन् त्यो चाहिँ धेरै क्लोज हुन्छ. अनि अन्तिममा गएर गेम सिद्धियो. अनि एउटा प्लेयरको गर्लफ्रेन्ड चाहिँ हाम्रो नजिक बसेको रहेछ. अनि बस्दा बस्दै त्यो प्लेयर आएर गर्लफ्रेन्डले के सोध्नु थाल्यो, अनि हामी आएर ए ब्रो वी लभ यु युर माई फेभरेट प्लेयर भन्दै भन्नु थाल्यो हामीले चिर गर्न थाल्यौँ अनि त्यो जिस्काउनु थाल्यो मेरो नाम के हो त्यसो भने भन् त भन्दै भन अनि नाम चाहिँ यस्तो गर्दै बसिरहेको थिएँ तर पनि आएर हामीसँग पिक्चर खिच्यो एउटा अनि
रायोकै प्लेयर
रायोकै छ पनि छ मसँग पिक्चर अनि त्यो भयो अनि अर्को एथलेटिको म्याड्रिड पनि थियो जुन चाहिँ धेरै राम्रो थियो त्यो एथलेटिको
सो रायो हामीले रायोमै हेरेको होइन अवे गेम म्याड्रिड लस्ट एट द एन्ड त्यसलाई 1-0 भएको थियो तर यु नो वाइ इट्स सो हार्ड त्यहाँ टुरिस्ट जानु बिकज दे रिक्वायर पासपोर्ट क्या हामी जाँदा टिकट काट्नु जाँदाखेरि पासपोर्ट मागे क्या पासपोर्टै लिनुपर्ने अनि पासपोर्ट देखाएर टिकट किन्यौँ एन्ड देन वी हेभ क्यामेरा सो दिस क्यामेरा भित्र छिराउनु दिएन होइन इट्स नट एलाउड भन्छ अनि जहाँ घरमा राखेर आइज भने अनि मैले चाहिँ मुही लेखोस् लाइक धेरै फार छ भनेको मिकासा मुही लेखोस् भनेको इट डजन्ट म्याटर वी डोन्ट केयर भन्छ होइन अनि के भने उहाँ राख क्यामेरा भरे आउँदाखेरि लिएर जाऊ भने इट्स नट पोसिबल चोरिहाल्छ नि त्यहाँदेखि आई ह्याड टु गो मेरो 2जना साथी टिका राम्रो केही सब्जी भित्र छिर्यो त्यहाँदेखि मैले मेट्रो टिपेर एयरबिएनबीमा गएर क्यामेरा ड्रप गरेर मेट्रो लिएर फेरि त्यहीँ आइपुगिसकेको थिएँ क्या गेम सुरु भन्दा अगाडि रोनाल्डो थिएन बट बेलहरू अरू थियो रायोमा हेरेको जिदान वाज कोच द्याट टाइम सो यु वाच द गेम बट रोनाल्डो वाज नट देयर टिममा होइन सो हाउ डिड यु फेल डिड यु विश द्याट रोनाल्डो वाज प्लेइङ
Since I was a kid, Ronaldo was my favorite player, and when I was there watching the game, I was like, if Ronaldo was here, it'd be so much, it would be surreal. But I made peace with myself because I saw Mbappe play, I saw Vinicius, I saw the new generation, Bellingham or Ancelotti the coach, and they were kind of close to me because they're training, so they trained in my section, and it was a surreal experience, and I wish Ronaldo was there, but I also knew this was a new generation that came up. And the best player of the generation, or the most famous one, Mbappe, was there, and he did an amazing performance. Yeah.
Did you leave after the game, or stayed a little bit longer to feel that atmosphere?
The one thing about me is I went there early to feel the atmosphere. So I saw the players training and everything, and then I left a little bit early or around the same time because it was so packed. For me to get home, and I lived in the suburbs of Madrid, so for me to get home was a hustle and a track. So the atmosphere it's so busy. The metro, they run 2 to 3 metros at a time. They have police on horses. Everything they have. So just getting home you're packed in the metro for at least the next 30-40 minutes.
Morning came to my head. The game ended and my Airbnb was very close, so I stayed a little bit longer. So all the players came close to us waving because it was the last game and they did the title celebration, fireworks, Iniesta's speech. So it was surreal. What I regret was after we left and within half an hour Iniesta was in the ground, right? And then they posted all the videos. He was in the ground. 10-15 people were still there. Iniesta came and gave them each of them one jersey. होइन अनि त्यो भिडियो उसले लगाइरहेछ बार्सिलोनाले and we just went home and I was watching from home sleeping and Iniesta is still there. ऊ चाहिँ स्टेडियममै भरेसम्म बसेको छ क्या. So that I regret. तर being in that atmosphere होइन यस्तो ड्रिम कम ट्रु भनौँ न. मेसीले खेल्यो हाफ टाइमदेखि मेसीले खेल्यो त्यही हेर्नु पाइयो यस्तो सो आई विस फेरि पनि जाने अपर्च्युनिटी पाउँछ भनेर आइ एम स्टिल वेटिङ कि बिकज चाइल्डहुडदेखि त्यो होइन फलो गरेको टिम अनि त्यही ठाउँमा जानु हेर्नु अनि स्पेसल हुनु इट्स भेरी स्पेसल.
तर एउटा गुड न्युज चाहिँ के हो भने फुटबल फ्यान्सको लागि चाहिँ वर्ल्ड कप अब यहीँ आउँदैछ, होम ग्राउन्ड हो. तर प्राइसेसहरू धेरै पनि छ. तर होम ग्राउन्ड हो, हेर्नु जानुपर्छ. त्यहाँ टोरन्टोमा आउँदैछ, भ्यान्कुभरमा आउँदैछ, न्युयोर्कमा आउँदैछ.
But I don't think it would be same as even watching a simple league game in Spain than comparing watching World Cup here. Atmosphere is different.
Here's more about money. There it's more about passion. So it makes sense.
It's crazy passion.
That's why Real Madrid fans in the stadium aren't the most passionate because they're more tourists. And getting a Madrid ticket from the Madrid website is almost impossible because they drop it and it's sold out like this.
Yeah.
One thing about Barcelona that I really liked was it was very accessible, and they had ticket deals which weren't absurd prices. Maybe because they were renovating the Camp Nou, so they were playing in the other stadium, but it was accessible for the fans. Whereas me in Madrid, I just getting tickets were like, you know, त्यहाँ माथिबाट यसो मुनि हेर्नुपर्छ, त्यो सानो प्लेयरहरू जस्तो देख्छ क्या. क्याम्प नु मतलब बार्सिलोनामा चाहिँ धेरै एक्सेसिबल थियो फ्यान्सको लागि त्यो टिकट्सहरू.
बर्नअबाउट टुर पनि गऱ्यो होइन स्टेडियम टुर.
बर्नअबाउट टुर गरिनँ, तर मैले लन्डनमा गएर आर्सेनलको वेम्बली स्टेडियम चाहिँ टुर गरेँ.
ए वेम्बली चाहिँ
धेरै राम्रो त्यो स्टेडियम चाहिँ यस्तो मतलब त्यहाँ मलाई के चाहिँ धेरै मन पर्यो भने नि जहीँ पनि हेरौँ नि त्यहाँ प्यासनको बारेमा छ. सक्यो त्यो प्लेयर्सहरूको लागि मोटिभेसनल कोट्स राखेको छ. अनर द जर्सी, अनर द ब्याज भन्दै. अनि टनल जाने त्यो आउटसाइडमा सबैतिर यता हेऱ्यो भने पनि सबैतिर भनेको त्यो मोटिभेसनल कोचहरू छ. वेन भनेको छ होइन त्यो म प्लेयर पनि थिएँ, तर मैले हेर्दाखेरि पनि मलाई वाह लाग्यो क्या. अनि I can just imagine the aura, how it feels to be a player, score a goal in the match. Thousands of people cheering your name.
Honors, Arsenal, right?
हजुर.
Okay, nice. So, study गर्नु गएको at the same time आफ्नो passion पनि त्यहाँ live गर्नु पायो होइन.
हजुर हजुर.
Okay, Spain भनिसक्दा let's talk about something everyone's favorite, that's food. Spanish food is well known. I know one of my favorite paella. We still talk about paella. So different paella खायो होइन. मैले साथीहरूलाई नि खुवाएँ and they were surprised. यस्तो amazing. How was your experience with Spanish food?
Food धेरै राम्रो थियो त्यहाँ. But one thing about me was I wanted to sharpen my cooking skills, you know. And I can safely say that I gained another respect for cooks. So my mom, who's an amazing cook, and I learned how hard it is to cook. And I also learned how bad of a cook I am because alone I wanted to acquire a new skill. But when I ate outside, I loved Honest Greens at a restaurant. The restaurant is my favorite restaurant. It's the chicken money is the plate mangoes and it's the rambros. Ani arko kura Honest Greens भनेको restaurant धेरै राम्रो. त्यहाँ kebab boxes मिल्छ, shawarma मिल्दैन तर kebab boxes मिल्छ. त्यो नि राम्रै छ. अनि पायस भन्नु तपाईले धेरै राम्रो. तर मलाई सबभन्दा स्ट्यान्ड आउट के लाग्यो भने त्यहाँ एउटा वाइन र स्प्राइटको मिक्स हुन्छ, त्यो भनेको तिनतो देवरानो हुन्छ. त्यो चाहिँ यस्तो राम्रो ड्रिङ्क, मतलब त्यो ड्रिङ्क स्याङ्ग्रिया जस्तै टेस्ट गर्छ तर झन् राम्रो. अनि त्यो ड्रिङ्क चाहिँ यस्तो टेस्टी, यस्तो राम्रो. एनीवन इन स्पेन त्यो तिनतो देवरानो चाहिँ ट्राई गर्नै पर्छ. 100 त्यहाँ एउटा सियान मन्दिर भन्छ एउटा ठाउँ, चेन रेस्टुरेन्ट जस्तै हो. अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा सानो स्न्याक्सहरू मिल्दो रहेछ. अनि अर्को कुरा त्यो वाइनहरू त्यो बियरहरू किन्ने ठाउँ रहेछ. अनि तिनतो देवरानो चाहिँ एउटा वाइन र स्प्राइटको मिक्स. मेरो लाइफ चेन्ज भयो त्यसले, यस्तो राम्रो. अनि त्यो पोर्सन पनि त्यति कम दिँदैन क्या, धेरै दिन्छ, ठुलो कप यत्रो हुन्छन्. अनि त्यहाँ गयो. अनि
मोस्टली यु ट्राई टु कुक एट होम, तर बाहिर जाँदा नि यु गट द टेस्ट अफ इट.
हजुर 5 months लाग्यो त्यो धेरै लामो थियो नि त्यो.
एभ्री डे त बाहिर खानु सकिँदैन.
हजुर त्यही भएर.
नाइस. अर्को एउटा एक्सपिरियन्स कि हामी बार्सिलोनामा गयौँ होइन, एन्ड वी ल्यान्डेड, द फ्लाइट वाज डिलेड. एट नाइट एउटा सानो रेस्टुरेन्टमा गयौँ क्या, अनि टेकआउटको लागि. अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ अब म स्पेनिस बोलिरहेको छु, त्यसले स्पेनिस पनि अलिअलि बोल्ने, तर धेर चाहिँ कातालान बोल्ने क्या.
हजुर.
एउटा डिस मगायौँ, अनि त्यसले चाहिँ भन्नु खोजेको त्यहाँ चाहिँ पोर्क छ भनेर होइन. अनि म बुझ्दिनँ त हुन्छ. अनि यहाँ पोर्क छ भन्छ, म बुझ्दिनँ. अनि लास्टमा के त्यसले अर्कोलाई साथीलाई हेरेँ, त्यो साथीले पनि भन्नु सकेन, स्पेनिस पनि भन्नु सक्दैन, इङ्ग्लिस पनि भन्नु सक्दैन. म बुझ्दिनँ. लास्टमा के भने थाहा छ गरे क्या. यहाँ चाहिँ छ भने होइन. ओ माई गड, म त लाफिङ, यस्तो छ हाँसिटो होइन. अनि त्यहाँदेखि नो प्रब्लम भने त्यहाँदेखि गरेँ क्या होइन. सो इट वाज गुड एक्सपिरियन्स. या त्यस्तो यु नेभर फर्गेट होइन. वाट आर सम कल्चर सक यु ह्याड देयर?
मलाई एकदम रहेछ. तर हेभ यु ट्राइड हामोन भनेको एउटा स्पेसल खालको मिट हुन्छ त्यहाँ,
सुनेको.
फर मी वान अफ दोज एक्सपिरियन्सेस वाज त्यहाँ गएपछि एउटा बार्बर चाहियो मलाई, किनभने मेरो कपाल धेरै लामो हुन थालेको थियो. मेरो बार्बर यहाँ एउटा अटोमा थियो होइन. अनि त्यहाँ गएर यसो हेर्छु त बार्बर सपहरू कोही छैन. अनि मेरो कपाल कम्प्लिकेटेड खालको छ, सो आई डोन्ट ट्रस्ट एभ्रीबडी विथ माई हेयर. एकखेप सपिङ जान्छु, एउटा केटालाई भेट्छु त्यसको कपाल धेरै राम्रो देखिरहेको थियो मलाई कपाल काट्ने अनि त्यहाँ गएर सोध्छु कसले काट्छ कपाल भन्दै भन्छु इङ्ग्लिसमा बुझ्ने थाहा छैन रहेछ अनि भन्नु थाल्यो कि मै काट्छु मेरो आफ्नै कपाल भन्दै भनौँ गुगल ट्रान्सलेट गरेर अनि मैले भने ल मेरो काट्न सक्छस् भन्दै भनेको थिएँ सक्छु भन्दै भनौँ इन्स्टाग्राम मैले मागेँ अनि त्यहाँ गएर के अरे लु सेन्ड मी सम अफ योर प्रिभियस पिक्चर्स आई वान्ट टु सी हाउ यु कट हेयर भन्दै भनेको छैन भन्दै भनौँ छैन तर मेरो घरमा आएछ अनि म तेरो कपाल काटिदिन्छु भन्दै भन्नु थाल्यो अनि त्यहाँदेखि मलाई डाउट लाग्नु थाल्यो कसरी तैँले 3 सालको लागि कपाल काटिस् भन्नुहोस् तर तँसँग त नि पिक्चरै छैन एउटा पनि अनि त्यहाँदेखि यसले भनौँ छैन मसँग तर मेरो म तँलाई काटिदिन्छु भन्दै भनौँ हाउस क्याटर पनि पठायो अनि मलाई डाउट थियो धेरै सक पनि लाग्यो तर फेरि गएर भने होइन मेरो फर्स्ट टाइममा जानुपर्छ भन्दै भनौँ त्यसको र मेरो एउटा स्पेसल बन्ड आयो जुन चाहिँ मेरो कपाल चाहिँ त्यसले 2-3 for 2-3 months 2 times 3 times a month त्यही जान्थेँ कोही हामी बोल्दिनँ थियौँ म बस्थेँ त्यो बस्थ्यो इङ्ग्लिस गानाहरू प्ले गर्थ्यौँ अनि 20 minutesलाई नबोलिकन कपाल काट्थ्यौँ अनि अन्तिममा गएर त्योसँग एउटा त्यस्तो भयो सेटिस्फाई नम्बर 1 बार्बर त्यही थियो अहिलेसम्म मेरो कन्ट्याक्टमा थियो अनि त्यसो भनिरहेको छु मैले त यहाँ आइस् भने कपाल काट्दै मेरो भन्दै भन्छु त्यो धेरै मतलब राम्रो थियो अर्को त्यो ल्याङ्ग्वेज भनेको धेरै गाह्रो थियो मलाई त्यो बोल्नुको लागि तर मैले इङ्ग्लिसमा धेरै जति त्यो पुस गरेको थिएँ त्यही हो
अरू के कुराहरू चाहिँ लाइक यु फेल्ट इट न्यू देयर
न्यू त्यहाँ भनेको त्यहाँको लाइफस्टाइल अर्को छ यहाँ हेर्दाखेरि किनभने मलाई लाग्यो कि त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ मैले सानो कुराहरू एप्रिसिएट गर्न थालेँ त्यहाँ गएर त्यहाँ मान्छेहरूको त्यो धेरै मतलब चेस छैन क्या यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा कल्चर छ जुन चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहियो भन्ने होइन यो भिजन हुन्छ यहाँ चाहिँ ग्राइन्ड छ यहाँ चाहिँ प्रोसेस छ यहाँ चाहिँ अनि वी एम्फसाइज अन द्याट त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ मान्छेहरू धेरै लेड ब्याक छन् त्यहाँ चाहिँ देयर ह्याप्पी विथ वाट दे हेभ इभन दो इफ दे डोन्ट हेभ मच सो द्याट टु मी इट ओपन न्यू डोर्स बिकज एउटा पर्फेक्ट इक्जाम्पल म तपाईँलाई दिन्छु त्यहाँ एउटा सबभन्दा धेरै पपुलर ठाउँ छ एउटा जुन चाहिँ टेम्पल दे बोध भन्छ तपाईँ जानुभयो त्यहाँ सनसेट एरिया हो त्यहाँ चाहिँ अनि त्यो सनसेट एरिया चाहिँ त्यो मेड्रिड प्यालेसलाई फेस गर्छ त्यो भ्यू भनेको खराब छ भ्यू यस्तो खराब छ मतलब त्यस्तो अर्डिनरी केही छैन मतलब इट डजन्ट लुक अमेजिङ इट्स अ ग्रेट सनसेट भ्यू रियली रियली नाइस बट वाट मेक्स इट द बेस्ट प्लेस इन मेड्रिड भने चाहिँ त्यहाँ भाइब्सहरू हुन्छ गिटार बनाउने मान्छे हुन्छन् त्यहाँ मान्छेहरू त्यहाँ पिकनिक गरेर आएको हुन्छ जहिले पनि एभ्री डे मन्डे होस् कि सन्डे होस् कि ट्युजडे होस् कि फ्राइडे होस् कि स्याटरडे होस् सन्डे होस् विकेन्ड होस् हलिडे होस् त्यहाँ मान्छेहरू डान्स गरिरहेको हुन्छ त्यहाँ मान्छेहरू बसिरहेको हुन्छ त्यहाँ मान्छेहरू पिकनिक गरिरहेको हुन्छन् रातिसम्म त्यहीँ बस्छन् अनि त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ मलाई आयो कि साथीहरूले भन्थ्यो मैले ह्याङ आउट गर्दाखेरि कहाँ भन्दाखेरि टेम्पल दे बोध जानुपर्छ भन्दै त्यहाँ केही एक्स्ट्रोर्डिनरी केही छैन तर केले चाहिँ एक्स्ट्रोर्डिनरी बनाउँछ भने मलाई थाहा भयो कि भाइब्सले गरेर मान्छेको त्यो एटिट्युडले गरेर एउटा मतलब एउटा रेस्टुरेन्ट पनि राम्रो छैन भने पनि त्यहाँ गएर मान्छेले गिटार बजाउन थाल्यो भने त्यो भाइब्स राम्रो आयो भने त्यस्तै बनाउँछ नाइस अनि मलाई त्यो एप्रिसिएट गर्न थालेँ कि मेरो यो त्यहाँ चाहिँ यु नो देयर सेटिस्फाइड विथ थिङ्स द्याट यु नो स्मल थिङ्स सो देन दे लिभ इन द मोमेन्ट प्रेजेन्ट दे इन्जोय ह्याभिङ फन दे डोन्ट यु नो वरी अबाउट unnecessary things so that opened my eyes and I was like I had a big shock when I came back which we can talk about more later but when I was there I loved the lifestyle of just laying back relaxing and getting a suntan because me I was always on the go move you know forward but when I was there my friends were like calm down you know they're all from Europe so I had many friends from France I had many friends from Portugal many friends from Italy and they all told me you know calm down it's okay बस्नुपर्छ अलिकति टाइम स्पेन्ड गर्नुपर्छ बाहिर ले गर्नुपर्छ लेट जानुपर्छ फङ्सनको लागि
भेरी लेड
ब्याक
I noticed the same thing त्यही भएर मैले I try to stay in Airbnb किनभने लोकल हुन्छ नि त होइन उसकै घरमा बसेको हुन्छ देन होटेल द होटेल भने मोर टुरिस्टी एरिया हुन्छ ओभर प्राइस फुड ओभर प्राइस एभ्रिथिङ सो एयरबिएनबी बस्दै अनि बसमा लिने ट्रेन लिने सो यु क्यान जस्ट सी द इन्भाइरोमेन्ट होइन स्पेनमा मैले नोटिस गरेको चाहिँ लाइक बिहानको 8-9 बजी कफी खान निक्ल्यो भने कुनै सपै खुल्लै हुँदैन क्या मान्छेहरू त्यति नदेख्ने अन्त लाइक यु नो इभन सप्सहरू ढिलो खोलिने क्या
अर्को कुरा त्यहाँ सियास्ता भन्छन् जुन चाहिँ त्यो 2 घन्टा लागि सपहरू बन्द गर्छन् मलाई लाग्यो कि सबै फ्यालेसीहरू सबै त्यो मतलब न्युजमा बनाउँछन् भन्दै लाग्यो तर फेरि मैले एकखेप गएको थिएँ त्यहाँ किताबहरू किन्नुको लागि गएको थिएँ कि स्टोर जान्छ त नि बन्द छ 2 बजी बिहान मतलब 2 बजी म सक भयो अनि फेरि मैले एउटा मान्छे सोधेको थिएँ के भयो त्यो दोकान त बन्द छ भन्दै भनौँ त्यो एउटा सियास्ता भन्ने ठाउँ हो जुन चाहिँ 2 घन्टाको लागि मान्छेहरू ब्रेक लिन्छन् त्यो सुत्ने न्याप गर्ने के सबै दोकानै बन्द थियो अनि त्यहाँदेखि मलाई लाग्यो सरप्राइजिङ पनि लाग्यो तर त्यहाँदेखि फेरि अड्याप्ट हुन थाल्यो
How late the restaurants and shops open? Crazy, like 3 a.m. It's packed.
होइन मलाई एउटा झन् धेरै ठुलो रेभोल्युसन के हो भने त्यहाँ चाहिँ मान्छेहरू बाहिर जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ क्लबतिर कि त्यो पार्टीतिर जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ रुल यस्तो रहेछ कि त्यो लास्ट मेट्रो लानुपर्छ त्यो म्याड्रिडको जुन चाहिँ 1:30-2 बजीतिर आउँछन् अनि त्यो पार्टीसम्म चाहिँ ओभरनाइट बसेर बिहानको फर्स्ट मेट्रो लानुपर्छ सो लास्ट मेट्रो सो 1:30मा 2 बजी आउँछ त्यहाँबाट पार्टीमा भयो अनि फर्स्ट मेट्रो 6 बजी सुरु हुन्छ सनराइज पनि हेर्नु पाउँछ त्यही रहेछ त्यो स्ट्यान्डर्ड त्यही रहेछ अनि मलाई वाउ अन्त सक भयो म त्यो 11 बजी सुत्ने मान्छे
कस्तो लाग्यो द नाइट लाइफ अफ स्पेन
नाइट यस्तो रहेछ कि म चाहिँ एउटा बायस्ड हो कि मेरो पर्सपेक्टिभ अर्को छ किनभने म एउटा इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट भएँ अनि सबै युनिभर्सिटिजहरू त्यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा केटर गरेको छन् इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूलाई सो फ्री बनाउँछन् एन्ट्री अनि त्यहाँ डिल्सहरू दिन्छन् सो एन्ट्री प्लस ड्रिङ्कहरू सबै फ्री हुन्छ ओपन बार हुन्छ अनि मैले त्यो लोकलसँग बोल्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यति भने त्यतिहरूले भनौँ कि तेरो एक्सपिरियन्स चाहिँ धेरै बायस छ किनभने तँ एउटा इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट्स भइस तँसँग प्रिभिलेजहरू छ किनभने they make it easier for you. They make it everything accessible for you. You don't have to pay nothing. So when I was there, it was amazing. And the schedule पनि थियो एउटा सो schedule चाहिँ यस्तो थियो Monday भनेको एउटा क्लब थियो फिट्स ट्युजडे काय 365 थियो वेन्सडे एउटा बार्सा डान्स बच्चादास थियो अनि थर्सडे आइकन थियो अनि फ्राइडे स्याटरडे सन्डे रेस्ट थियो रेस्ट कि थियो आफ्नो आफ्नै गर्ने अनि त्यो एभ्री सिङ्गल विक ESN भन्ने एउटा थियो कि अनि तिनीहरू चाहिँ त्यो एभ्री युनिभर्सिटी युरोपमा ESNहरूले गर्छन् होइन कन्डक्ट इभेन्ट्सहरू अनि थ्रु द्याट मैले मेजोरिटी अफ फ्रेन्ड्स पाएँ अनि त्यो इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट्सहरू मात्रै छ अनि वान थिङ आई नोटिस वाज देयर भेरी वेलकमिङ maybe because I was international and we were all international so we all wanted to make new friends nobody was hostile Americans hostile थियो होइन तर French people I have most of my friends are from France now and they were the most welcoming because in stereotypical wise they're viewed as more hostile and rude but I had amazing friends who were from France Portugal my closest friends Serbia Turkey so all over the place
recently I think this year in Spain there was a big protest against tourist होइन त्यो चाहिँ अब ओपनली न्युजहरू पनि आएको थियो कि वी डोन्ट वान्ट एनी टुरिस्ट भनेर एन्ड इट वाज प्रिटी बिग होइन अनि मलाई आई फेल रियली ब्याड किनभने म जाँदाखेरि हाउ वेलकमिङ इट वाज कतिको मेरो फन भयो द लोकल पिपल आर सेयिङ वी डोन्ट वान्ट एनी टुरिस्ट यु काइन्ड अफ फिल ब्याड what's your view on that?
I think for a country to get their bread and butter from tourism and then not want tourists is counterintuitive because your GDP consists of mainly tourism if you compare Canada, Spain, Italy, France. I think Italy, France and Spain, those three countries, their GDP 10% or up is what makes tourism. Tourism consists of 10% of their GDP, whereas Canada is 3%. So your country flourishes because of tourism. And everywhere you go, there you see tourists there. So it's beneficial for you because we come and we invest money for you because we're buying on your shops, we're booking your Airbnbs, which has its pros and cons because with B&Bs I don't really know the main issue, but what I think is you have to go and look at the source of your problem. So if the housing prices are the main issue and concern, we can't control the housing prices. You know what I mean? People there are the ones that are monopolizing it and controlling it. It's not tourists that are owning all these buildings. I mean, I don't know how investments work in foreign countries, but I'm assuming that it's not going to be mainly tourists that own properties in Spain and then rent it out to the tourists or put it up for Airbnb. So when I was looking at it, I was a bit shocked and worried because your whole aura is made out of tourism. If there's no tourists, like I went to Venice, what is there to see? How do Venice people make money, or how does Venice make money as a city? It's very small, isolated, has no big factories. Without tourists, it doesn't exist, or like it's very very.
It's all water.
It's all water. For me, I didn't really like Venice, but what I'm saying is, you can't, you can't shame on the things that make you you. You can't shame on the things that make you thrive and flourish. So for you to say, "Oh, I don't like tourists," when your main source of income is tourism, you're spinning in the same plate that you chew from. Because at the end of the day, without those investments, what is Venice? How are you gonna make money in Venice? I noticed as well is that they squeeze every ounce of money from tourists. So go to the washroom, it was €1.
Yeah. Like in one way, I get it. Like what they're saying, that a lot of people are, instead of renting out to the local, they're creating that their space as an Airbnb to attract more tourists. But the local people are suffering. At the same time, a lot of tourists are behaving in a certain ways. That's not norm, and that's not appropriate. They were only, I think they were protesting. I feel it has gone better now, but when it was happening, it was pretty bad for me to look at those news. Yeah. And what do your friends say? Like, do you talk about this issue with your friends who were in Spain that time?
Most of the friends there, they come from very touristic areas as well, but I think they understood the pros and cons of tourism. So they knew that, it's what makes them them. So they didn't really protest against it, or they didn't say, oh, I mean, I don't think anybody likes, so many tourists in their country or city, because it does make it overflushed with tourists, and they do certain things that are not on the cultural norm.
And if they're bringing the housing issue, then it's gonna affect the students.
Yeah.
Right? Because students are going and getting a house there.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting a house there as well for 4 months. It wasn't, I wasn't living there, but I was getting a house there. So we're all a part of the same type of problem.
How expensive it is to go or get that program?
Honestly, so for tuition wise, you pay Carleton. So whatever you pay Carleton, you're paying regardless. So let's say I was paying 4,000 5,000 Carleton. I paid Carleton, and you just go there. So everything else from then on is your responsibility. So flights, accommodation, food, everything is your responsibility. And so honestly, you can budget, and you can be very smart with money and not spend it as much as I did. But like, if I would say it's around 8 till anywhere to 15,000. But before you leave, that's when most of the expenses kick in, because you have to buy the tickets for the plane, you have to pay accommodation, insurance, the passport, all these things. It adds up. It's miscellaneous expenses that add up. So at the end of the day, once you actually get there as well, you have to buy food, you have to buy this and that, and then traveling on top of that. It's really, it's up to you how much you want to travel, how much you want to save, and how much you want to spend. But I would say 8 to
10,000, yeah.
10,000, yeah.
For like 6 months, 5-6 months.
Yeah, if you're budgeting 8 to 10,000. But when you're there, it's like, oh my god, where is this money going? It's like boom, 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 and it's euros there.
Yeah.
One thing that's a pro and a con is that it's euro there, so everything is lower, but it's also valued more than the Canadian dollar. I mean, yeah, it's like Canadian dollar is valued less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to work part-time there when you're studying?
I think you are, but with me, I didn't want to work there, and I was very keen on just going and having fun. I had worked the summer before in a co-op, and I had my parents as well who were there to support me, so everything else worked out, and I didn't have to work there.
After the program ended, you came back to Canada.
No, when I was there, I hadn't really had a tough time. I was 20, and I had left home for the first time. That was my biggest challenge in life. I thought my world was ending. For the first week, I was in a depressive state. I never would say this, but I was in a depressive state. And then the program carried on with the support of my family, my mom, dad. They're all like, we're gonna come there. Don't worry. It got better, better, better. At the end of the 5 months, I was accustomed to a whole new lifestyle. I had adapted to Madrid. My friends were all European. And one thing about me was I came early. I came January 7th. I left early as well. I left June 3rd, and my school ended in May 25th, 24th. And when it was time to leave, I never really thought of the moment that I was going to leave. I thought I was there forever, because 5 months seems like forever to me.
Yeah.
So when I was finally there and it was time, those like that, I would say that week span leading up to it and the week after it made for me right now like the hardest moments in my life. Like, it was so hard to leave, and I had friends one thing about them was they're all in Europe. I was the only one in the friend group that was not from Europe. I was from Canada. And for us, like we're ocean apart, you know. They can go back to each other's countries and cities, which they did after I left. So my friend came to and visit my other friend, vice versa. For me, I knew I was gone for a very long time. Summer like the Mogante, school through this. So I can't go back. Like it's not that accessible. So when it hit me, I was like devastated, very sad. It was really really hard, and everything just hit me like a brick. When I was leaving the airport, all my friends were there. I had to say goodbye to a few friends there as well, and that was really hard. And then I left. I was in the airport, and I was there. All my friends came, because I was the first one to leave from my friend group. I gave them hugs, and I went into the frame, because I was going to Dubai first. So I went after Spain, I was flying to Dubai, and I went into the frame. They were still there. So I had laughs, and they were still there. They didn't leave. I took pictures of them, and then, you know, they were there. It was a very emotional period of my time. When I went in there, like, my stomach crunched, and I was like, "Oh, it's done! Like, I'm actually going. I'm leaving. It's over." And then I got on the plane. I was very emotional. I learned that, you know, it's so many things in that period of time, and I think that was the most priceless part about it. After leaving and after those struggles, well, I learned that, you know, there's light in the end of the tunnel. Because had I left Spain the week I got there, because I was feeling depressive or homesick, I wouldn't have experienced these beautiful moments that I can't put a price tag on. And I also learned how to adapt, you know, living alone, being alone, living with roommates, meeting new friends. And the biggest thing I learned was nothing is permanent. You know, no matter how much you think the relationship, the whatever, everything is temporary. Like regardless if it's gonna end. So and then I learned something like to love is to hurt. You know, because you know at the end of the day it's not gonna last forever. You're gonna have to say goodbye anyways. So I went through that. It was really really hard, and then I came back. Some days I would just. When I came back, at first I was like, yeah, I'm back, you know, this and that. After a month, it just wore off, you know. And then after that, it felt very strange because I came back, everything was the same. Same people, same roads, same gym, same clothes, same family, same car, same house, same year, same school. But I had seen so much, you know. I had gone and done so many things with my life, and I felt guilty as well. I was like, why me? You know, like all these things happened. I felt grateful, guilty. I was going through surges of emotions, you know, highs and lows. And then I talked to other friends that did exchange. They felt the same way. They're like, because it feels like it never happened. It feels like you never went on exchange. It feels like a fever dream. So some days I would wake up and I would be like, I can never relive those moments again, you know? No matter what happens, I can't relive those moments again. And that made me very, very upset and sad. And then afterwards, with the support of my family, I just got back up. And then now I'm a lot better. I adapted to all these things back. But once, I would say that was a trajectory in my life that's like, you know, just curved my whole life apart. I was like, my whole world changed. I came back and had a plan before I left. I came back and my plan was shifted around. And then that was very very hard and difficult moments.
Makes sense because at 20 भन्दा अगाडि you were in your own bubble, comfort place, हैन, family, own city, own country, you know, बसेर comfort थियो. And then यस्तो huge leap लियो नि त हैन, ocean पारि गयो, alone, गएर to live on your own, do everything on your own, make new friends, study at the same time, budget, cook, everything is new. So and then you again leave that and then come back to your comfort zone again.
Yes.
I feel like that experience changed people. Yeah, you know?
100%.
How did it change you? Like, did you become a different person after that?
I think definitely because you learn so much lessons through, you know, being in those hardships, you know, because I can tell you about certain things, but you won't know it until you experience it yourself, you know. Leaving your friends behind in another country that you resonated with so much, you know, who became like family to you there, leaving them and saying, you know, I didn't know when the next time I see them was. It could be now, it could be next year, it could be 10 years from now, it could be never. Because I don't know how we're going to stay in touch. Of course, we're going to say, well, I'll see you next, and I'll see you soon. But you know deep down that you're just giving false hope. And that was a big, big thing. And when when I left, all these things hit me at once. I also realized how far I live as well, Canada, very isolated. So all these things hit me all at once, and that was very difficult.
If you could go back, let's say in future, to one of those countries in Europe that you could leave, which one you pick?
In the countries, I would say Spain, amazing still, Portugal, and maybe Italy. Those are the only three contenders that I find that are worthy, because Italy is very beautiful as well. When I came back, I was like, I want to go back. I have to go back. Maybe for my master's, I'll go back. And then I realized, I'm like, do I want to go back or do I want to relive those moments? Because those moments I can't relive again. I can't be a 20-year-old in a new country, new city, new environment again. I can't have the same friends again. And one thing that hit me when I left was also that all my friends are leaving, and it's time to go. I can't be here forever. And so when I came back, now I just kind of tell myself that, Salisha is there. She's helping me out as well, and I just say, like, here I'm building my life. Whereas there, I was kind of chasing things that felt amazing at the time, but it wasn't going to propel me into being the person I want to be or becoming a better person. I was just chasing things that were short-term highs, whereas here I'm building my life. I'm building a bigger picture.
Let's say there's someone म जस्तै who sign up for this program, who's thinking of backing up, like, or someone who's in college and they heard about this program, but they don't know what to do, whether they should do it. भित्रबाट मन छ भने, what would be some of the messages or advice you would give?
I would say do it, because it's going to change you as a person. Regardless of it, you're gonna do things that not many people get to experience. You're gonna be in the top. It's gonna separate you. It's gonna make you a different person. You're gonna see environments that you never see. You're gonna get to be in places that you wouldn't really be in places. You're gonna have friends all over the world. You're gonna see perspectives. Because before I left, I thought the world was just Canada or like America. Then you go there and you see people speaking French. Because to us right now, when you think of someone speaking French or Italian, it's kind of like just runs in your head, but you don't really see it until you're there. Like, you're seeing them speak, and you're like, wow, so there is French, there is Italian. And you see there's how they speak, their customs, the way they, like, when French people meet, they kiss on the cheeks. Like, you see that and you're like, what, So you see how big the world is, and if it just expands your perspective, and I think that's the best way to learn, because it makes you notice how different you are. It makes you notice why the world is round. It's not just flat, and it grows a perspective on you. At the end of the day, you'll become a better person regardless, because you're gonna see more of life. And I before I left, I read this one quote. It was like, at the end of the day, it's about the people you meet, the time you have. And I read that a good life is a collection of happy moments. And if the moments aren't happy, then you're gonna learn. It's either lesson or happiness. So. Yeah,
that's true. And happiness is so subjective, that sometimes you get it in those kind of places where you're just meeting strangers, struggling, and you build that happy moment.
And you don't know what you have. I think this is the biggest thing. I think you don't know what you have until you left it. Because when I was there, I was yearning for Canada. I miss my family. I miss going on drives. I miss doing this and that. So when I was in Spain, I was kind of reminiscing here. But when I came here, I was like, oh my God. Me, I've always been the type of person to be like, I use everything as a stepping stone, to propel myself. I never try to look at the past and be like, oh my God, what I had there was so beautiful. Because it's done, it's gone, it's not coming back. But the only time I ever found myself doing that, only time in my life, was when I came back from exchange, and I was like, oh my God, what I had there, amazing, beautiful. So I would say enjoy everything. Even if you're struggling, you're gonna at the end of the day, there is light in the end of the tunnel. If you don't see it now, it'll happen. You're gonna have friends slowly. Make yourself available. Make yourself, put yourself out there. You're gonna learn new skills, because you're gonna learn how to build your life alone. And those skills you can't put a price tag on. You can't say, oh, this is worth a billion, a million. Because the moments that you share, the feelings that you have when you're in the airport leaving your friend, when you have to say goodbye to a friend that you resonated with so much. When you have to say goodbye to someone special that you met there, you can't put a price tag to that. You can't be like.
Have you ever thought like you would be saying these things, before you went there?
Honestly, I never thought I would go on exchange in the first place. But at the end of the day, everything came together, and I don't want to say it because it sounds cliche, but I thought it was destiny, because I was destined to go there. It was made for me, because you know, the craziest thing was, so that I know you also are like similar to me. I can see it, you know, when I see your setup and everything like that. Which honestly, I'm inspired by you. But before I had left, 5 years ago, I had written some list down. Okay, when I was in high school, grade 11. And when I came back, I found myself so down, so low. I had, you know, so many more free time as well. So I started looking back at my life before exchange, and I found a list. Okay, in 2020, it's dated 2021. In the list, I just wrote certain things down at the which at the time I thought was okay, I want to do. I'd forgotten about it completely. I looked back, and one of the things was live in another country. You know, and I just it hit me. I was like, I forgot about it, but at the end of the day, it came around. And I had also, you know, seen the exchange program, but it was a U Ottawa exchange program. And then the, you know, things that happened afterwards, my friend is being the one to present the thing to me, but him backing out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which was all came together. And I went alone. And because I was alone, I was forced to make friends. If I was with my friend, I'd be in the comfort zone, like, oh, okay,
Right.
we're just together, you know, I don't need to make other friends. So when everything came around, I look back and, you know, I just think like everything went the way it should have went, and everything was pre-planned, or, you know, I was just living it. But it was already written that, okay, he's gonna go to Spain alone. He's gonna have to grow alone. He's gonna have to be him. And yeah, it was a canon event, or it was meant to be, or it was, you know, it was meant to teach me a lesson. And
Right.
yeah,
I like how you say it, right? Because it's not just 5 months now, it becomes part of your life, you know?
Yeah.
Everything adds on to your life now. You become a different person.
Exactly.
You know? Would it be different like if you had picked other country?
Yes, of course. I wasn't even planning on going to Spain in the first place, but I feel like now that I look back, you know, it's like I didn't make the right choice. My friend made the right choice. You know, he knew exactly that, or someone above the, you know, a force was like, you have to go there, and it's meant to be. Like, you're gonna meet people that you're gonna have the best time of your life. And one thing is, you know, I don't want to compare experiences, but when I was there, I kind of did some research, and I was like, how was your exchange? One of my roommates was from France. He didn't really have the best time there. So for me to be there and have the best, well, a great time, an amazing time, and all these things, and it wasn't even my choice. There had to be some strings up from up above, you know, being like, okay, you know, go and enjoy and have fun and choose Spain, you know. Had I chose Italy, would it have been different? Yeah. Would it have been the same? Definitely not. But did I make the right choice? Absolutely.
Great fun talking to you.
It was amazing as well.
I like I said, I was really happy for you. First, I was jealous. I was like, oh my God, I wish I could have done that. I backed out and I got scared. But you didn't get scared. You took that risk at 20, you know? And I knew you were going to have a life-changing moment. I knew it. So it was good talking to you about that, you know? So hopefully whoever is watching the show, if they're young, if they're a student, they hear about this program, I will suggest them to, you know, at least try it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna change the life like it did to you, you know.
Yeah.
So it was fun talking to you here. How was your experience?
Honestly, it was amazing as well. I was a little nervous at first, but then I saw the layout and how comfortable you made me feel. And yeah, talking to you, expressing these emotions, it feels like I'm confiding in someone, you know, like a therapy session. It doesn't feel like a podcast.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's I love expressing emotions. I love talking, and it makes me feel better. It makes me, you know, and learning from you as well. You know, learning your experience. I didn't know that oink oink story. You know, so I love it. I love everything. So amazing talking to you. Thank you so much, Sudesh, for having me here.
No, thank you for coming. I love talking to younger generation, you know, because of their perspective. अनि मलाई नि त्यो समय याद आउँछ क्या, रिमेम्बर हुन्छ त्यो टाइममा म कसो सोच्थेँ, अहिलेको जेनेरेसनले के सोच्छ होइन, how much evolved they are क्या होइन. So I always feel like young generation like you, they are more intelligent, more connected than ever. If you could recommend one guest in your friend circle, anyone you know that who can come to my show, who would that be?
Honestly, I think Sadiksha, she's a great example because she's doing things that she's living her dream in a way, and I think for her to put it out there and put a perspective, I think it would be great, you know. She's
Okay.
yeah.
This is the second time I already asked her. Second time people have recommended Sadiksha. I've asked her. Hopefully we'll be able to sit and talk again.
Yeah.
You know, anything that you feel like I could add on to this show or change that would make it better?
I think everything is great. We're doing a great job, and I think the only thing that you can't change, but just be consistent. You're already consistent, but keep going, no matter what. Even if, let's say, someone watches your show and you change one person's perspective, that should be big enough. That should be amazing. Like that in and of itself made a difference, and you already did make a difference. People seeing your show and they're like learning new things about certain topics. One thing I really like is that you bring ordinary people and bring out the extraordinary stories that they have, and the different perspectives, and because of that, it resonates with ordinary people, which is what the whole world is about, So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Sakin, again, and hopefully we'll be able to talk again with different topics.
For sure.
I know, and I had great fun today. Thank you again for
Amazing
coming.
time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching this episode till the end. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, please subscribe me on YouTube. You can find me on Guff-Gaaf Unfiltered with Sudesh Gurung. If you're in social media, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram on Guff-Gaaf Unfiltered. If you have guest recommendation or you want to be on my podcast, please message me. Please let me know how I can improve this podcast and keep supporting so I can bring guests from different areas, different professions, and they can enlighten our episodes with their insight and experience. Thank you once again.